It's morning in Manassas, Virginia, outside Washington, and LabQuest Flight 651 has been in the air since before dawn. Inside those coolers and boxes, blood and other bodily fluids from across the country. In this time of coronavirus, with cases again on the rise, tackling it takes testing, and it takes speed. For that, you need a ground game and an airline. Across the Hudson River from New York City, in Teterboro, New Jersey, couriers at Quest Diagnostics are getting ready for their nightly runs. This run into Manhattan. At the height of rush hour, 9th Avenue should not look like this. But the city still under lockdown from coronavirus.
I've been working for 26 years for this company. So I pretty know a lot of routes. We just came here to pick up these two patient service centers and get the specimens back to the lab on time.
It's after closing time, and a day's worth of specimens, like blood or other fluids, are waiting. Some at room temperature, others frozen or just refrigerated. COVID-19 swabs are kept here to keep the virus alive for testing. By 7 o'clock, it's back to New Jersey, leaving behind a city on edge over a pandemic and protests over police brutality. With so many routes and so many couriers, Quest has a drive-through. Into the night, the big sort begins. It's a job of separation and identification, making sure the right specimens get to the right lab and nothing is lost. Quest actually saw business tumble at the start of the pandemic, volume down more than 40%. With medical offices closed, there was no need for lab work. Now the challenge is keeping up with all of the normal testing and COVID-19 on top of that. These are vials with COVID swabs, the image blurred to protect patient identities.
It's really only been a little less than 3 months that we've actually basically ramped up our operations to go from 0 tests to where we are as a company. I think we're around 100,000 a day at this point.
Developing a laboratory test, then rolling it out, usually takes months, even years. During the pandemic, Quest didn't have that kind of time.
With COVID, everything was sort of shrunk dramatically.
So everything is moving fast. After the big sort, specimens head to other parts of the building for testing, or across the street to the Teterboro airport. Whatever cannot be tested here gets flown to another lab, including COVID-19 swabs. By 1:45, the night's flight is leaving, but we're staying behind. Specimens take priority over passengers.
We look at every specimen being a life, and there are 2 really big components that we're focused on, and that's time and temperature. So from a timely delivery, sometimes to move work via ground is really not an option for us.
So they move by air on Quest's own airline, based in Reading, Pennsylvania. And those planes haven't just been moving specimens.
At the outset of the pandemic, there was a need for our laboratories to really increase testing capacity. It was really up to our Quest Air operation to move a lot of those components, testing equipments, reagents to our laboratories to get up and running really very quickly.
The airline's day starts at 2 o'clock with this meeting, planning a night of flying.
Forecast-wise, we have a quasi-stationary front.
Quest has a fleet of 23 planes, serving about 63 cities a night.
That's going to fit 180 of those bags full.
Scott Borton is Director of National Air Logistics.
Definitely a unique operation, and I feel it takes a unique person to do this work. A little harder work with regard to loading, unloading, and we kind of have kind of muscled through it quite a bit. But the big thing is the operation runs differently than like an airline.
Different because during the day, pilots sleep, while their planes get a look and a polish by the maintenance staff. Flying small planes in the middle of the night through all types of weather with a time-sensitive cargo takes a certain kind of pilot.
Not one of those jobs you get a lot of glory. We certainly look for guys that are self-motivated.
How many empties do we have?
A lot of personal integrity. You're out there by yourself, predominantly, with very little supervision.
By early evening, Pilots like Michael Debkowski show up for their night of flying. He's been doing this for 20 years.
If you manage your sleep correctly, it's really not that big of a deal. The weather, of course, is always a factor in aviation, for sure. We have 4 seasons. We have thunderstorm season, we have fog season, then it goes into winter, and then it goes back into fog season, and it just kind of starts on over.
By 7:35, he's off, flying what's called the Soul Crusher. It's a brutal route through the South, scooping up specimens across multiple stops, dropping them off in Manassas, before landing back in Reading at 4:36 in the morning.
This job has always had a sense of purpose. We're doing things that people are relying on, answers that they're waiting for. And now during this time of COVID, the sense of urgency and purpose is certainly heightened.
But there's one last flight of the night, or morning, or day. Back in Manassas, the Quest Diagnostics van heads off with 66 coolers and boxes to this lab nearby. And LabQuest 651 is filled with empty coolers. It's going home to Reading. This Pilatus PC-12 will do it all again tomorrow. Every specimen, a person needing a test. And these days, the need is everywhere.